Fortnite, we need to talk. In all seriousness, we've been feeling it for a long time. Fortnite doesn't feel the same. Fortnite keeps getting further and further away from its roots. In this video, I will be going over everything players are unhappy with. With Fortnite having laid off 1,000 employees over a week ago, the V-Bucks prices increase, and there even being talk of Disney potentially buying Fortnite, things are seemingly spiraling for Fortnite. It's sad to see such a once great game in this state. What happened to Fortnite's performance? Especially in the past 6 months to a year, everyone has gone up 10 to 20 ping. I don't know if it's a server issue or what, but that's a huge increase. For reference, in creative, I used to get hard 0 ping. I don't live particularly close to a server, and the router was on the other side of my house on a different floor. I sometimes got lag spikes, so I invested in an Ethernet cable. That fixed everything for a while, but in the past year, my ping has crept all the way up to 20. That's not bad at all, but I can't imagine what it's like for someone who is on 20 ping, but now gets 30 to 40. I have heard many accounts of this from viewers, Discord server members, and other Fortnite creators. When the game feels sluggish, it worsens the overall experience. When I go play a project, the delay is so crisp, it's like I'm playing a completely different game. And it's sad to remember that's just how smooth the game was back then. This is all on top of the fact that Fortnite is already notorious for inconsistent performance with frames. You could have the most up-to-date GPU, CPU, and drivers and still not be able to run stable 240 FPS even on performance mode. That's pretty laughable for a modern game. Fortnite's graphics really aren't too intensive. It baffles me that they still haven't gotten around to optimizing performance. Additionally, there are still many dead zones for Fortnite servers. Some players are stuck with as much as 100 or 200 ping. That is completely unplayable. To fix performance issues, Fortnite will need to invest a lot of money into upgrading existing servers, creating new servers, and optimizing the game for FPS. Even though these are pretty basic asks, we probably won't get any fixes for a while, if ever. Fortnite is making less money than they are spending right now, so if they don't have enough money to pay their employees, I don't see them making a huge performance rework anytime soon. Unlike performance fixes, it is completely free for Fortnite to fix their art style. Ever since Chapter 4 ended, Fortnite's art style no longer feels unique. What used to breathe life into the game makes the Battle Royale map feel like a barren wasteland. Don't get me wrong, they put a lot of effort into making the map look cool, but it reminds me of Stranger Things. Season 1 of Stranger Things was made with intentionality. It was simple yet timeless. Every shot was crafted to make the show feel real. If you compare it to Season 5, it feels like they care more about the spectacle and don't pay attention to the little things. We can draw a clear parallel from Stranger Things to Fortnite's art style. Chapter 1 was perfect. They cared so much about making this game feel special, and it showed. Chapters 2 and 3 lost that feeling a little bit, but it wasn't until Chapter 4 when things started to look more realistic. Even though it wasn't as cartoony anymore, this is a great example of where the game's art style should have gone. Chapter 4 felt special and unique without overdoing it. The medieval style, mixed with colorful locations, was a serious breath of fresh air. This actually still parallels Stranger Things. That reminds me a lot of Season 4, where they adopted a new style without straying too far from their roots. But looking back at Fortnite, Chapter 5 and beyond loses that spark entirely. Everything is made to feel realistic, and it saps the life from the game. Fortnite still made cool locations, but it felt like they were trying too hard. So what are the elements that make an art style feel unique? The trees, the sky, the buildings, the landscape, sound effects, and especially attention to detail. Little things like birds chirping, lights warmly reflecting off surfaces, fog rising over the water, and so many more examples. The OG Fortnite YouTuber Tricky explains this very well in his video playing a Fortnite project.
Like, look at this sunset, man. Wow. There's some, like, look at it, there's something different. Like, I've even ran max graphics on OG. Like, there's something about the ambience of, like, just something as simple as the car lights right here in the gas station. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it just doesn't look like this in OG. Like, the lighting, the subtle lighting of the gas pumps. It's something so minute, but it makes the biggest difference in the game.
This also goes to show that Fortnite can't even recreate their own art style at this point, and a mode that is supposed to emulate the feel. My advice to Fortnite on fixing the art style is simple. Stop trying to fit in with other games by increasing realism. Stop focusing on crazy updates to keep the player attention up. Focus on what attracted people to the game in the first place. A stunning yet simple art style. Similar to the art style, Fortnite just cannot settle on simplicity with their user interface. The The UI has so many tabs, scrolling menus, things to click on, and settings to switch that it overwhelms the players. There are so many features, it can sometimes take minutes to find what you want. Not to mention, they love moving things around. It's like every update I have to search around for a bit to find the most simple setting because they moved it to a different part of the UI. The screen is cluttered with widgets and buttons. This is horrible UI design. The biggest offender of this is the item shop. What a mess. I haven't bought anything in Fortnite in well over a year because I can't force myself to look at this abomination. What? There's more. That's so bad. Who remembers when the item shop looked like this? Just 5 to 10 items for sale. It actually used to be exciting to see what was in the shop. For this to be fixed, many features just need to be removed. When you keep adding features and don't delete unnecessary ones, things get cluttered fast. The old UI is just like the art style. It's simple. It's also easy to navigate and far more aesthetically pleasing. They should just use that as a reference. Now for UEFN. It's sad to see where UEFN has gone. The sky is the limit with UEFN. Now that everyone has the power to make their own maps, we should be seeing a vibrant ecosystem of amazing maps to play. And there are amazing maps, but they get overshadowed by titans like the Brain Rot map. It's nice and all that these maps bring players to Fortnite, but imagine if the maps doing well were actually good maps. Why would someone spend months building an intricate world or game when it's probably not even going to break 100 concurrent players? Fortnite desperately needs to rework their algorithm. The payouts are insane for those who put in little effort. Because Epic rewards that behavior, it will never stop. Players who want to find fun maps struggle because they have to sift through all the filth that shows up at the top of their Discover page. A good algorithm figures out what the player wants. If I went on YouTube, I will never get a low-quality brain rot slop video shown to me because YouTube knows I will never click on it. On Fortnite, it's not tailored to the player. It's more like whatever is most popular is going to get shown to you. Cypher PK goes into this in more detail on one of his most recent videos, but Fortnite has paid out over $700 million to UEFN creators. A very solid portion of that money went to creators who do not deserve it. Let's talk about collaborations. I don't want to talk about this for long, but how many collabs do we really need? Ever since Chapter 2 Season 5, collabs have been getting more and more frequent.
Money add then multiply, I call it math.
It is insane. Pretty soon, every TV show, movie, and popular musician in the world will have a skin in Fortnite. It must be extremely profitable for Fortnite because they spam collabs like it's a rapid-fire SMG. We just want to see original stuff. Collabs should happen once every few months at the most, so they can build real hype around them. Multiple times a week is like a full-on addiction. I can't complain about Fortnite and not talk about the old movement and pickaxe animations. I'm a bit tired of talking about this. It's been over 2 years. A lot of us have just adapted to the movement, play OG movement maps, or play projects. It seems clear now that Fortnite knows that we want it back, like with the Epic Games employee who said the team is aware. They just have their reasons for not bringing it back. It's another one of those things. A massive portion of Fortnite players love OG movement, but Fortnite just doesn't listen to the community. The old animations were smoother. They were iconic. It looked like you were actually running, not walking. But what's even crazier is that they don't bring the old pickaxe pullout back. Developers have mentioned it looks smoother when it doesn't pull out instantly, but they aren't taking into consideration that it ruins free builds. It was a totally unnecessary change. It would be so much easier to bring back the pickaxe animations than the movement system, even though it would still be pretty easy to bring back the movement. Even though the new movement looks bad, I wouldn't be so passionate about wanting it back if my pickaxe could pull out instantly. And sure, there are workarounds, like using one-handed axes, but those axes feel nothing like a two-handed axe pulling out instantly, and they never sound as good. Speaking of which, I created a map recently aimed at fixing the pickaxe pullout. If you want to try it out, the code is on screen. In conclusion, Fortnite can't seem to get anything right these days. It's sad to see such a great game fall like this, and they're going to need to make some major changes to make players happy again. I wish a better company were in charge of this game. Anyway, that's it for the video. If you like this one, you should check out this video where I went over why the old movement animations should return in more detail.